I'm coming straight in with big news.
Is this big news that's big news, or is it big news that's actually not big news?
Big news. It's not actually big news, but I think you're going to find it quite
But
funny.
I prefer big news that's not big news.
Yeah.
So hit me with your big news. It's not big news, Patty.
Right. I can't actually believe I'm going to tell you this.
I love it when the stories start like that.
But I know from conversations that I've had with other people that I need to tell you this.
Okay, brilliant. Good start.
The other week, end of last week, beginning of this week, I started to really think about my sleep hygiene.
Are you having a fucking laugh? Sleep hygiene? What the fuck are you on about?
So I've done a lot of research into sleep hygiene.
You are obsessed with research about shit. Why are you researching sleep hygiene? What even is sleep hygiene?
It's about how you prepare yourself for sleep, how you wake up of a morning, the things that you do, the way that you unwind.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is the epitome of big news that's not big news.
Big news, yeah. But I knew that you would be like, Patty, what are you going on about?
I've never even heard of sleep hygiene. Where have you even heard of sleep hygiene? Where have you heard it from?
It is a thing. Sleep hygiene is a thing.
Why are we calling it sleep hygiene?
Because it's what it's called. I'm calling it that because that's the name of it.
But why is it? You're not cleaning your sleep or being.
No, but it's about detoxing and cleansing, isn't it, before you go to sleep?
Well, it should be just a sleep cleanse then, or something, rather than a sleep hygiene.
That's the same as hygiene, isn't it? That's the same as like keeping your because hygiene is an ongoing thing, isn't it? It's not just a cleanse or just a detox. Hygiene is consistently making those choices to keep yourself clean. And this is around consistently making the choices to get better sleep. So do you want to know my sleep hygiene?
I mean, yeah. Fine. Tell me all about your
do you not want to know
No,
it?
I do.
Do you not want to know
I'm
it?
intrigued by the sleep hygiene. I'm just also very baffled.
Okay. So, I no longer scroll my phone in bed.
Okay, right. Okay, well, that's actually, I quite like the start of the hygiene regime.
So, I will go upstairs. If there's any messages I need to send last thing or anything I need to do on my phone, I do it before I get into my bed.
Wow. So not into your bedroom, just into your bed.
So I might sit at the end of the bed or something, but before I get into my bed, I have done everything I need to do on my phone. Set my alarms, messaged anybody back, checked anything, whatever I need to do.
Happens before you get into your bed.
And it is then turned face down.
Right. Near you when you're sleeping or away from you when you're sleeping?
Just on the bedside table, but quite a way over the bedside table.
Okay, fine.
I have a bedtime tea.
What?
Genuinely, I have a bedtime tea.
What, those actual ones that are bedtime? Your pucker
teas. Your sleep teas.
Pucker bedtime tea. Right.
Well, mine is actually Lidl.
Right, okay.
But yes, I have a bedtime tea.
Right, okay. So, phone is on the side before you get into your bed. You then
face
have
down
your bedtime tea.
Tea. I then put my earplugs in, pick up my book, and I read.
Right. Do you have a set amount of pages?
Well, so one of the biggest things in sleep hygiene is that you should try and go to bed you try and go to sleep at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every night.
Every day, every morning. Yeah.
Yeah, every morning. You should go to bed at 10 p.m. and wake up at 11 p.m. every night. You just need the hours sleep under the sleep hygiene regime.
And you feel like you've had 8.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because you've had no electronics, no phones.
And you've had your bedtime tea.
So if I go to bed, I've said to myself, I'd like to sleep 11:30 till 7:30 or 8 every day.
Right.
That's what I would like my pattern to
Okay.
be. So depending on what time I go up and get into bed, I will read for that amount of time.
Right.
So between 11 and 11:30, I want to be settling down to sleep. I'd like to be waking up between 7:30 and 8 of a morning. Right.
Okay.
So I read and then I go to sleep.
Right.
In the morning, I try not to snooze.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I did this morning. This is all learning.
You're on a learning curve.
This is a process. So I did snooze a couple of times this morning, but as soon as I'm awake, I pull the curtains back straight away, get the daylight in.
Wow. Okay. Yes.
So no light going on the bedside table. I get up, I pull my curtains back, daylight.
Light smacks you in the face. Yeah.
I left my phone on the bedside table, did not touch my phone, went off, got myself ready, got myself dressed, was ready at about 8:40, put my phone in my pocket, I went for a 10-minute walk in the fresh, brisk air. I was back at 10 to 9, I did some light stretching, a little bit of journaling, and I started my day at 9 a.m.
I actually don't know what to say. I mean, for all that I've actually found it quite entertaining, and there was a part of me going, what the fuck are you fucking around sleep hygiene regiming shit for? I actually do quite like the sound of it.
I have made a conscious decision that I am not going to scroll my phone in bed at all. Not of a morning, not before I go to sleep. Your bed is there to have sexual pleasure and to go to sleep. That's what it says on a lot of the sleep hygiene websites. It says, see your bed for sexual pleasure and sleep only.
Oh, right. Okay. I mean, that's very specific.
Well, yeah, because the whole thing of like, should you lie in bed and watch TV? Probably not, because you're not setting your mindset that this is where I go to. I was getting to the stage where I wasn't sleeping particularly well. It was okay, but it wasn't great. And I was getting to like 1 a.m, and I'd just been literally doom scrolling on my phone.
Really?
I just literally, oh my God, horrendous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see why now you've gone for the sleep hygiene regime.
So I was like, I've got to cut this out. I've got to cut this out. This is not healthy. I felt like I was picking up my phone all the time throughout the day. I felt like the first thing I did in the morning was reach for my phone. I don't want to be as connected to my phone as I have been. I want it to be less important to me. So I started to research into sleep hygiene. And one of the biggest things was do not scroll your phone in bed. Do not scroll your phone in bed. So, and then as I did more and more research, there was this whole thing about as soon as you wake up, getting daylight in, having some minutes first thing in the morning in fresh air, doing some stretching, trying to do some journaling, setting yourself up for the day.
I actually, do you know what, Pats? I actually think it's a really good thing.
Thank you.
I mean, I still find the name a bit dickish, sleep hygiene.
Right.
I have a problem with that. But actually, I like what you're doing, and I like the fact that it is something that you have recognised is a thing.
It was becoming
having a bit of an impact on your life, and I think that's really. And I actually think it's probably something that lots of people struggle with. I know, I definitely, I mean, my thing is, I look at my phone for about 5 minutes and then I'm absolutely gone, I'm shattered, I'm gone, I'm asleep. So I can't, but then sometimes if I wake up in the night, I'll reach my phone and
you pick up your phone.
Exactly, yeah. So I think it is something that I think is really important to address. And the fact that you are addressing your sleep hygiene regime, I actually applaud you for that, actually, Patty.
Thank you.
I've actually got a bit of big news that's not big news.
Shit, what?
I've only gone and got a bloody air fryer.
Shut the front door.
Yes.
You've joined the welcome to the crew. You are gonna fucking
Oh well,
love
I've
it.
bloody been air frying everything all weekend.
Have
Frying that. Let's
you?
chuck that
What
in
have
the
you
air fryer.
done?
Oh,
What
I've
have you
done.
done?
I did some chicken thighs in the air fryer.
Oh yeah,
I did some chicken
amazing.
tenders in the air fryer. I did
Oh,
bacon
amazing.
yesterday in the air fryer.
Oh,
Oh,
it's good, isn't it, in the air fryer?
hello, crispy bacon. Yes. Nels did a cheese toasty in the air fryer. I mean, literally.
Oh, they are
Can we
brilliant.
put it in the air fryer? Yes, we can.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I know I am late to the air fryer party.
No, but welcome.
Yes, many thanks. And I thought, well, do you know, I'll just
It'll
share.
change
I'll
your
just
life.
share that big
Share it.
news is not big news. So
Share it.
yeah, there we go.
Now, last week we put up some polls, didn't we?
did.
Teddy Bros,
Teddy Bro, Teddy No. Yeah.
They were very close.
Was it?
The result was very close. So we started off with that there Mick Shipman.
Yeah.
From Gavin and Stacey. Now, 57%, 100 votes said yes for Teddy Bro. 74%, 74 votes, 43% said no, Teddy no. So people agree just slightly.
He is a Teddy Bro.
Bro.
Yes, agreed. I agree with
that. Harry Styles, Teddy Bro, 97 votes, 47% for Teddy Bro.
Right.
Teddy no, 111 votes, 53%. So people are saying no. The Styles is, which I couldn't see the Styles. He's a make love not war kind of guy. I couldn't see him getting involved in any kind of fighting or yeah. I don't. If that is our juncture, I don't think Harry is getting on the MMA bandwagon.
Well, I mean that surprises me actually because I would put him in the Teddy Bro camp. Because I think he probably does. I reckon there's this side of him that comes out every now and then and just like absolutely fucking loses his shit. And
he's into like cage fighting.
Yes. Yeah. But you just don't see that. You know, that's a very private part of Harry's life. You know, he doesn't want people to know.
Okay, well, I've got a tits from a listener. So we go straight in.
Let's crack on with tits. Or, as we also now like to call them, jugs.
Jugs. This is from Claire Thomas on the gram.
Yes.
It's quite a long message, so buckle in.
Okay, I'm buckled in.
Evening, ladies. Just dropping in as I need a good getting on my shitting tits offload. And it's urgent. As quite frankly, there's too much and my rather impressive small breasts cannot support it all. Every year, I am maddened by the overwhelming number of varieties of mince pies available, only to be astounded and maddened all over again the next year when they've managed to expand the range further. Take, for example, Sainsbury's this year. In their own brand, they have packs of basic mince pies, short crust mince pies, puff pastry mince pies, taste the difference mince pies, taste the difference deep filled mince pies, taste the difference extremely fruity mince pies, taste the difference mini mince pies, taste the difference brandy mince pies, taste the difference frangipane mince pies, taste the difference chocolate and hazelnut mince pie, taste the difference orange and lemon candied mince pies, open top, pastry top, crumble top, snowflake shape, ice topped, lattice top, and 2 free from ones. And of course, right next to these on the same shelf, there's the equivalent version of these in the obvious brands like Mr. Kipling. I can assure you this mince pie madness reoccurs in the supermarkets with their own varieties and a few other obscure options thrown in for extra shits and giggles. And then the number of unrelated foods I've seen with the mince pie sneaking in on it is so vast. I have and I hope in collating all the adequate lists for you. Flavoured biscuits, fudge, crisps, chocolate, nuts, ice cream, cookies, Wednesday gel cheese, pastry twists, swirls, popcorn, yoghurt, cream, all in a mince pie flavour. It's just too much. How good is that tits?
That not only is it an amazing pair of tits, but it is an amazing message.
Deep filled, short crust, pastry. It's like Taste the difference frangipane. Taste the difference short crust. Taste the difference minis. What mince pies? They're like gin.
Yes.
They have got
Yeah,
to calm
they have.
down. They have got to calm it down. What the fuck is going on? How have Sainsbury's Taste the Difference got all of those different, like, in inverted commas, she's obviously put orange and lemon mince pies. Well, that's not a mince pie. That's an orange and lemon pie. Chocolate and hazelnut mince pies in inverted commas. Sainsbury's, that is not a mince pie.
Well, it's like we've sort of mentioned this before about at Easter time when they're dicking around with hot cross buns.
Oh, but I think mince pies are big.
I think they've gone, and supermarkets have all done it. I mean, obviously, she's particularly pointed out Taste the Difference Sainsbury's, but you go into any supermarket, there is literally 2 aisles full of Christmas shit, and half of one of those aisles is just full of mince pie varieties.
Frangipane mince pie. What? Snowflake top, short crust, lattice.
Yeah.
Deep filled. Yeah. Mate, just fill them all deeply. Don't be stingy. Taste the difference. It's like, you can have this shit one, which has only got half mince meat on, but just so we've got another variety, here you go, have a deep filled one too. And you know what? We'll charge you an extra £5 for the fucking privilege of a deep filled one.
Also, the mini ones.
Oh, pointless. Get out of my face.
Yes. I mean, they're literally the size of a 50p. I mean,
not even that big, are they? They're like a grape.
What is the point? Because you just think, well, I mean, I'll have to have 4 of the mini ones to equate to 1, which I may as well just buy 1.
Also, what's in there? Half a raisin. I mean, the mince meat that is lacking in those mini ones is disgusting.
That is so true about the whole mince pie. It is. They're taking over, I think. Mince pies are taking over.
And as soon as I opened that message, and there was all the lists of them, I was like, this is hilarious.
It's such a good message.
Really annoying. Yeah. Actually, really annoying. Pack it in.
Well, that was a bloody brilliant jugs from, was it Claire, did you say?
Great it. Claire, yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to specifically look at my local Waitrose mince pies this week.
If you could, and get some pictures and report back.
I shall report back.
Have a look at the difference that I'm actually also going to take this to a poll. Yes. Have mince pies got out of hand?
Are mince pies taking over the world?
I think we should start a thing where we get our listeners to send pictures of their local mince pie aisle, and we can then tag us on social media, and we can then reshare.
I think I'd love the whole mince pie gate.
Also, who is buying frangipane mince pies? Who's buying those?
No one. They'll all be reduced on the 26th of December.
Who's buying the iced ones? They're disgusting.
Disgusting. Who's buying anything that's not just a regular mince pie? We don't need any other shit in there. Exactly like your hot cross buns. We don't need you to be putting other shit in it. Just keep it as it is.
Keep it as it is.
Please.
Now, last week we spoke quite a lot, didn't we, about the apps, you're being in shops, having to download your apps when you're in Peter's.
Annoying
now,
all of that shit.
We had an excellent voice note in from one of our listeners, Sarah Lang.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
So I'm going to play the voice note. So Sarah is talking, before she's talking about all the app stuff, and then she brings a new thing to the table that goes on in certain restaurants.
Have we really discussed on the pod about this whole notion of the places where you go to eat now, and they have the little QR code on the table, you have to scan it, download the menu onto your phone and order your own food and pay for it, and then sit there and in, say, like Nando's, I have a massive issue with Nando's. I should bring that to the pod because that gets on my tits. You go in, you have to order via barcodes, you have to get your own drinks, your own cutlery, your own sauce. I mean, you might as well go into the kitchen and cook your own chicken. I don't even think the chicken's that good. And then at the end, when they give you the bill, they ask if you want to do a service charge. I feel a bit the same about like the self-checkouts in supermarkets, where we are being made to do everything.
Isn't that so true?
Oh my gosh. That is
You've
so
got to have the
true.
Nando's app because you've got to download it. You've got to be able to look at the menu on your phone. Have you got phones? Yeah, thanks. Right, the menus are on your phone. Nando's, all they do now is put that stupid chicken thing in your table number and say, have you been to Nando's before? Yeah, right, get on with it. And then you do everything else.
They literally, the only thing they do is bring you your food.
Yeah,
that's it.
Put it down in front of you and then take that chicken thing
Yeah.
away. They just pick up that random chicken. If you want another drink, go and help yourself. If you want more sauce, go and help yourself. Oh, and then on the end, are you going to leave me a tip? Yeah, here's a tip.
Yeah.
Fucking don't eat yellow snow, mate. There you go.
And that is so true.
And I think she actually, I had to cut off the last bit because there was an annoying beep in the back of her audio and it just wouldn't have worked. But she goes on to talk about when you go to self-checkouts and she's like, I just want somebody to scan my stuff through with me, take my payment. I don't want to be waiting there with the red light going off because you put something in the bagging area too quickly.
The whole thing is an absolute fucking nightmare now.
And it's becoming that we're just doing everything, aren't we? We are doing everything.
Yeah. And if you want to go to an actual cashier now, you've got the choice of maybe two. And if they're full, but you just think, okay, well, fuck it, I've got to go and do it all myself then. I can't go to Jeff because Jeff's got a queue going halfway up the aisle because no one actually wants to use the self-checkouts, but everyone has to because there's not enough people there to help me with my shopping.
Exactly. So I think Sarah nailed that with her
nailed it
about Nando's.
Also, it's like when you're at a self-checkout as well, and the whole thing about buying paracetamols.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, I've bought 2 boxes of paracetamols. We can only get, if you wanted to get like 2 boxes of paracetamols and a box of Nurofen, you can't get 3. You can only get 1 of each. No. And then you have to wait for someone to come and verify that you are over the age of 16, so you can take paracetamol and Nurofen.
And also, just that bit where you're waiting, there's like one person dealing with 12 self-service checkouts. And the woman comes over, or this item needs to be checked, and your little light goes red, and you stood there like a fucking prick thinking, oh my God. She comes over, and then they never even look at you or anything, they're just tapping all that stuff on the screen. They mention on the screen for like 3 seconds, tap, 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 blue button, red button, green button, right, okay, fine. I'm thinking, you haven't even checked that I can buy this bottle of whiskey. Or come over, scan something, gone.
Or they haven't even checked your bag.
Well, do you know that Dad got stopped because he did what in Tesco you can do with the gun.
Oh,
yes. And then you just go to a different checkout at the end, and a few bags are randomly checked. Well, Dad had forgotten to scan one of the things he did. So he did the thing with the gun in Tesco. This is quite a few months ago. Went to the main bit where you have to like scan a couple of items and then you pay. Anyway, he then got caught for a bag check. And the guy looked at his receipt and was like, you haven't scanned this. Oh, I'm so sorry. He had to go over to customer service. They were like, right, well, you're not going to be able to use this for the next couple of weeks. I was like, and you will be randomly checked when you come back in. There was like this whole thing around Dad because he'd forgotten to scan. And he was obviously getting shirty. Oh, I've never stolen anything in my life. This is ridiculous.
Thieving Mal.
Yeah, just obviously done it by mistake. But can you imagine Dad being hauled over to the customer service bit? He'd have been mortified.
Yeah. That would not have gone down well with Mal, that.
No. No. Anyway, I thought that was very funny from
Sarah Lang.
From Sarah Lang.
Absolutely
Sarah Lang.
Brilliant, Sarah. Yes, spot on.
I also think it's made funnier because Sarah is so posh.
Yes, she is actually, isn't she?
Doesn't she have a very...
I'm surprised she actually would frequent Nando's.
Oh, yes. Well, she obviously doesn't because she hates it.
Yeah. She thinks the chicken's shit.
We had a Justin in, which has come in now from 3. Although I've just got to say, as a side note, I did have a message from Vicky Snedders.
Right.
And it just said, I do not endorse Justin.
Why is she not endorsing Justin?
She doesn't like it being called Justin. And
I suppose she did start
it is her
didn't
segment.
she?
Yeah, it is hers. And we're not paying her for it. So,
Well, to be honest with you, Snedders, we're still going to call it Justin, whether you like it or not. So
you don't have the mic on a regular basis.
It's all well and good coming in here telling us we can't call it Justin. We will call it Justin, and you'll just have to get on with it.
So this has come in from a number of different people, including Sarah Lang, actually.
Sarah Lang is on fire.
She's on it.
She's up there with Levine. Yeah.
I have had multiple messages from people that have said, we've talked about people singing happy birthday.
Yes. Being embarrassing.
But it shouldn't be. Lots of people have said, why haven't you within that tackled opening presents in front of people? And this is this actually makes me feel a bit sick. Having to do
weird, isn't
the
it?
whole now look, if it's family, like if you bought me a present, there's a 98% chance I'm going to love it. Either you've asked me what I want, or you know me well enough that I'm going to open it and love it, right? If Brenda at work leaves a present on my desk and she doesn't really know me and she's been really sweet to go out of her way to get me a present.
That's right, Brenda.
And then Brenda says, oh, open it now. That I actually start to just like get a bit sweaty. I'm a bit like, oh, okay. And you open it and you're like, oh, Brenda, you've got me a scarf that probably never going to wear, and it smells of your dog, Brenda, because this has obviously been hanging around your house for a few weeks.
And actually, I'm going to gift that straight to Margs. She loves a scarf.
And she loves the smell of wet dog.
She actually smells of wet dog quite a lot, even though she's not got a dog.
It's going to go. And you open it and you think, oh, Brenda, that's so lovely, Brenda. Oh, God, I love that. Thank you so. Put it on. Put the scarf on. Put it on. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is lovely. Thank you. It is embarrassing.
It is, yeah.
Opening presents.
It even is embarrassing, even if you kind of are with people that you know and you know that it's still a bit of that.
It is.
I think it's just that thing of everybody's just looking at
watching you.
And they're going to sing happy birthday to you, which is also going to feel very weird. And then everyone's going to watch you open gifts.
Well, Sarah
you've
Lang,
got to be prepared to give faces.
Sorry to cut over you.
It's okay, Patty.
Sarah Lang, in one of her voice notes she sent me this week, she said when she was a kid at birthday parties, she used to go and hide. And her mum and dad would be looking for her, because when it got to the point where she had to open her presents in front of her friends, she didn't want to do it. So she'd go and hide. Yeah, and her mum and dad would be running down around the house saying, "You know, I don't want to, thank you. Thank everybody for the presents, but I don't want to open them. Thank you very much."
They can just leave. They can leave.
Yeah, they can go now. And I'll open them in my own time on my own.
Without everyone watching me.
Yeah, but it is like, I don't know, when people, when you sit around in a circle and you open it and, oh, thank you, that's the mascara I wanted. Thank you so much. It's like,
just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
I've actually got a Justin that just happened.
Oh, go on.
Well, I've thought about it a few times, but actually today it kind of it sort of came back to my mind, and I thought, right, I'm going to bring this to the pod.
Okay.
And it probably is only to do with, well, it is only really to do with people who have dogs, look after dogs.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
So the Justin that I'm bringing is picking up your dog's poo.
There's been a few of those. There's been a few of those in the inbox, yeah.
Honestly,
that is weird, isn't it?
I think it's okay if they poo in a park, in a field, because probably anyone else who's in there is probably walking their dog. They've probably done a shit that they're going to have to pick up at some point. It's a very open space, right?
Yeah.
But today, and quite often this happens with Luna / Jeffrey, she literally just suddenly stop in the middle of the pavement and shit. and you, as the owner, have just stand. There's a lot of, I'm just waiting. And sometimes Jeff takes quite a while to fully evacuate.
Right.
So you're waiting on the pavement. There's a lot of cars going by. If it's the end of school day, you've got kids coming out of school.
Oh God, that
she's taken a massive shit. You've got to wait for her to finish her shit. And then I think as well, it's just that thing of, I swear sometimes she's literally like that. Yeah, pick that up, bitch. You know, that's I've laid that off. I'm going to run around now. Woo, woo. You can stand there and pick it up and hold my hot, smoking shit in your hand. And it's just that thing of having to do it.
Yeah.
And know that people are driving by going, oh, her dog's just taken a massive shit on the pavement.
Yeah.
And she'll also sometimes, Jeff, she'll do one shit and you think, great, we're done. She'll take 10 more steps. She'll go again.
And then she did an incomplete evacuation.
She has not completely evacuated her bottom and she decides to do it 10 steps down the road. So then you're doing it again. Then you're walking around with 2 bags of shit. And then quite often she'll do a third. Quite often we get into the park by that point, but you can guarantee there'll be 1, if not 2 poos just along the roadside. And that is a major Justin for me.
That is Justin.
That is major Justin, because it's just, and she's also just recently gone into this thing where she like kicks her back legs back when she's done.
Yeah. Like she's wanting to try and clear it up.
Yeah, like she's like, there you go, that's yours.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, you little shit. Yeah. Don't be shoving your poo in my face. I've got to pick that up. Yeah. So yeah, that was just the Justin that I found.
We've had a few of those.
Yes, it is. It is a really odd place where you just feel like this is actually really embarrassing. My dog's taking a shit by the road and I've just got to stand and wait for her to finish and then pick it up off the floor.
Well, there we go. The end of the ep.
We have rattled through that.
We have rattled through it. We have rattled.
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground. We've gone from sleep hygiene to poos shitting on the floor, dog shitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I want to hear about your sleep hygiene next week, Angie. I want you to get into it.
I don't know whether I'll get into it this week.
Okay. Couple of weeks. Give it a couple of weeks.
Yeah, give me a couple of weeks. I've got to get my head around the whole sleep hygiene regime.
Couple of weeks, yeah.
But I'm going to... In fact, I might even start with the walking of a morning.
It's lovely.
And opening my blinds and letting the light smack my face.
Yeah.
I feel like I really appreciate it.
Start there.
I'll start there, and then I will maybe move to the other areas.
Yeah.
But I'll keep in touch with you on that, Patty.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Remember, there's loads of ways that you can get in touch with Ange and I. You can find us both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth_Corden. She's at Ange Corden.
You can find the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast.
Or you can send us an email, findingthefunnypodcast@gmail.com. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and Ange and I will be back next week helping you to find more of the funny.